Yo. Welcome to the Sinners Only podcast. We are back with another week. We are consistent. We were here last week, and now
Dang.
we are here this week. This is just to let y'all know we are about this life. We did not forget about the fans here, all 150 of you guys. And so we have another week. We're excited to be here. We got some pretty, I think, vulnerable and amazing things to talk about tonight. But before we get into that, bro, Chad, how are you doing?
Bro, I think that's that this whole episode is about, bro. I think how I'm doing in general, bro. It's been crazy, bro. It's been a crazy life, but I mean, as we were saying before we went on air, bro, we got some rap smoke in the air, bro. We got Kendrick, this and Drake, and J. Cole. All I'm saying is I might get flamed for this, bro. But I think if Drake responds, bro, it's gonna be hard, bro. It's gonna be hard. I know J. Cole could take both of them, bro. But like you know,
Yeah,
Future out here switching sides. You know, Metro Boomin switching sides. So like Kanye switching sides, bro. It's kind of crazy, bro.
Yeah, I think Kanye switching sides is the most devastating, bro. I mean, bro,
I saw something saying Nav unfollowed Drake, so I don't even know. Like it's a good time to be a rap fan, bro.
Yeah, I'm dead. Hopefully some pretty good music is on the way from all parties involved. You know what I mean?
Bro,
I don't
just
even
notice
know.
how Kendrick ain't dropped my name, bro. Just remember that, bro. He ain't dropped my name, bro.
Hey, yo, I'm dead. But no, we here, man. It's crazy. I honestly, like, everybody was going crazy over it, and then I saw RDC World like drop a skit on, like, on Kendrick dissing J. Cole and Drake and stuff, and I'm just like, I didn't even know they were all beefing. I know there's like people are like, oh yeah, these are the top 3 rappers in the game right now. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I mean, I barely listen to, like, music that necessarily isn't like Christian rap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd replace all of them. I have a top 3, but they're not making as much money as all of them. So
Bro,
I
this
mean,
is Christian, bro. He said go
hey,
listen to Marty's new joint,
hey,
bro.
hey, wait, I forgot he dropped it. Wait, did he drop an album?
I think he was dropping now, but I don't know if he did or not. I don't know.
I know he was dropping some music and stuff, but I think he
Yo,
was dropping
Marty's
albums.
fire, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
He is
Marty
fire.
could rap, bro. He's fire with it, bro.
Nah, he is pretty good, man. Yeah, man, how's the week been?
This week, I mean, bro, it's been pretty good, bro. I'm kind of gearing up for the running season, bro. Getting back into that shape. Been kind of like prioritizing my runs this last few weeks. I'm no Elijah Crouch, but I'm trying to get there.
What? What's
Elijah
crazy?
Crouch.
What's
Huh?
crazy is that I ran like a few days last week, and I'm like, oh man, I feel like I need to get back into it.
This
Um,
man probably hasn't run in 2 years, and his time is probably faster than mine still, bro.
Not at all, bro. I was running and I was like gassed, dog. I was like, I couldn't do it. But I think I'm if I if I run a couple of days like throughout the week, I think I'll get back up to like running like often. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then incorporate that with some gym work. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I think
You a tank, bro. You were born with that 6 pack, bro.
hey yo, I'm dead.
Yeah, man. I mean, bro. Yeah, it's the weather's getting nice now, so I'm kind of gearing up. I did a 4 miler on Wednesday. Been going to the gym consistently. Like, honestly, like if I'm not working on the house during the week, bro, really my week just consists of like exercising, bro. Like after I go to work, like that's how I see people, right? Because you don't got time to go out and hang out with friends all the time and stop what you're doing. But you always got time. You always make time to go to the gym. So I try to like prioritize seeing people I know at the gym. So this way I can kind of maintain my friendships.
Got you. That's pretty smart.
Yeah, man. So how's everything with you? How was your week, bro?
Uh, Bro, it's been good. It's been a lot for sure, which I think like this episode is pretty timely. Yeah, the past couple weeks, bro, I just been killer, dog. Like working. It's crazy. Like I think ministry is like I feel like regular job tired is tiring, right? But I feel like ministry job tired is like it's tiring, but it's
It's
like
spiritually tiring.
bro, it's draining, dog. Like it's just so much going on at once.
I get you.
And so I mean, but it wasn't a bad week, you know what I mean? This week I got Holy Smoke tickets, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yo, you're going?
I'm going to Smoke Fest, bro.
Hey, bro, you got money, bro.
Nah, I ain't got no money, dog.
My
I
boy
just
better book a ticket and everything. Take a plane out there, like.
Nah, bro. Nah, I just feel like I think if I go, I'm not going to go like for another couple years. So I'm like, okay, bet. Like, I might as well like. And plus, like, I feel like with getting older and potentially like family planning whenever that comes around, it's like, yo, what
Dang,
type
you heard it
type?
first here, folks. Baby Crouch on the way.
Oh my goodness,
Boy,
nah.
that's crazy.
Nah, I'm just saying, like, I'm like, yo, what type of time would there be to like, besides like doing, no, there's different things to do, but I'm like, yo, I don't think I'd be able to go to like a Christian rap concert or any type of concert for a good while until like my kids are like, I don't know, whatever type of age. And so I'm like, yo, let's just enjoy stuff now. You know what I mean? Like, I think definitely enjoying it this year of rappers and concerts and stuff. So, but I ain't got no money though. I'm still broke, so still depending on the Lord. But
Yo, what's good with the background, bro? I seen 3 different backgrounds in 3 different episodes, bro. Like you've been changing up the scene in the back.
bro, I honestly I've been trying to get in a position of like where I'm most comfortable of like doing like pod stuff and video stuff. So like even on Anime Relatable, I've been changing up my background.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I don't know, I feel like for being in like the environment that I'm in or the apartment that I'm in, like there really isn't a great space. And so until I like get like my own office, it'll probably change up a little bit. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
man. Yeah. So there'll be changes from time to time, but just trying to find the perfect spot. But
Bro, to be
um,
honest, too, now that I have this whole room here, like this whole studio space, I'm finally like I feel like I really got no excuse not to shoot any content, like because when I was in my apartment, like I had to set up like the tripod and the lighting and take it down and put it up, but here I'm gonna set up the lighting and it's just gonna be permanently fixed, like so I don't gotta worry about lighting and ambience and all that, but like it's still as you see, I've done nothing in this room so far. So gonna take it slow, bro, because as this episode is about, bro, it's a little bit about burnout, so like, lies, bro, kind of go a little bit in depth about what we were talking about tonight.
yeah, man. So I feel like over the past like maybe couple years, I think since COVID, there's been this theme of people burning out, like this theme of like people just really, really like getting tired of where they're at, right? Whether it's like they're working or just, they're doing different life things or whatever. And they work so hard or they just like exert so much energy that they get to a point of just like being exhausted. And then
Yeah,
like
yeah,
they kind of run into like, yeah, just giving up. Not necessarily, I guess in a way giving up, but it's like they just become to a point where they're so exhausted where they feel like they can't continue going on anymore, right? Um, I feel like I see a lot of this in or I did see a lot of this in like pastors, like I would see online of like pastors giving letters of like, hey, I'm retiring from ministry because like I'm just tired, like I'm just burnt. And even in regular life too, right? I think um yeah, people just in ministry or in general are just like, yo, I'm exhausted. I can't keep doing this anymore. And so they, pivot or they do something else. Yeah, and even like young people, right? Like younger people, like they're kind of in this space of like they're kind of foregoing this mindset of like they have to like work really, really hard to get what they want. But really they're just like, yo, I don't want to put out this much energy. And it comes to a place where I'm just like giving my all to a company or I'm giving my all to something, and then I'm like not getting anything back, and I'm ending up being exhausted. And so we're kind of just talking about burning out. We're talking about like kind of mental well-being, what that looks like, why people are being tired and coming to a place of burnout. Because I think everyone in a sense felt it, especially during COVID, of just like feeling exhausted and tired. And like I feel like some people were getting burned out while we were like home in a pandemic and like we were just not really going out, and it was just like a different type of like framework mindset And so we're gonna be diving into burnout. We're gonna be talking about, at least hopefully, I think we're talking about our experiences with, like, burning out, or maybe even coming close to it, or being exhausted, being tired. Um, and so yeah, that's what we're getting into. But Chad, what do you what has been your experience like with burnout, or if you haven't had burnout, what's been your experience of just like coming to a point of exhaustion, and just what was that like for you?
So honestly, like up until like the last couple months, bro, I like if you told me about burnout, I would just tell you you're making excuses, like suck it up kind of thing. Um, you know, I feel like I had that type of like mentality where it was like I would just do that, right? Like I would just like kind of forget, just keep going, keep going, keep going. But like, nah, I feel like now I've actually experienced what it actually is, bro. Like, and it is really your body just physically telling you to be done. Like you can't do any. You need a rest. Like I was super shocked when my body literally just told me to like stop. Like because a few months ago, before I got this house, like everything was regular. I was going to work. I was good. Like my work was pretty intense because some days we would have to do overnights. Some days it would be long weeks, long days, like 12-hour shifts, and like I liked it, so I didn't really have a big deal with it. And then I was like, you know what? July hit, and I'm walking in my apartment, I trip over some of the things that my wife had on her side of the room, and like I was like, you know what? It's over. I'm getting a house. Like I can't live in this apartment anymore. Like this is enough for me, right? Like so I call up the bank. I get pre-approved that day. So I started looking for a house in July. By August we found a house. Our offer got accepted and whatnot, and it was like just back and forth, the bank and the realtor and the people selling the house, and it was a lot of stress, right? Like, but like it was fine at the point, and then like that was in August, and then like I was supposed to close on this house in October, but October hit and I got laid off from my job, so that caused a whole nother set of stress, right? Like a lot of emotions, but I kind of didn't really process those emotions. Just kept going. I was like, all right, I gotta get another job. I gotta get back on it so we don't lose this opportunity to buy this house. So then I get another job, and it's not like crazy intense. But it's right after I got laid off. A lot of stuff happening with the house. Don't know if I'm still going to get the house because there's like so much stuff when you lose your job. You have to go through a whole other process to show to the bank that you can, still get the house. And it was like back and forth. And it wasn't, I was stressing about that. And, I started slowly seeing my like mind, like kind of alter. Started getting like when I looked down on my phone, I would start getting super confused. Like I start getting like really confused looking down on my phone when I'm scrolling on my phone. So I'm like, whatever, I kind of put my phone to the side. I wouldn't be on it as much. And then by the end of the workday, I would start getting like this like same confused feeling. And I'm like, all right, maybe it's just because I concentrated a lot too much this day. And kept going. Fast forward to January, I get this new job, and well, not even fast forward to January. In December, we get the house. And then it doesn't stop there. It's like we got to work on the house. You got to paint, you got to fix, got to do this, got to hire this person to do that, got to redo the like it was like so much at one time. Like we moved into the house, and then like a week later, I got a letter from the insurance saying, "Hey, you have to redo the whole roof, or we're gonna cancel your policy." And I'm like,
Oof.
bro, it's like $10,000 to change a roof, but thank God I found a place for cheaper than that. It was like $7,500. But I was like, where am I gonna get this money? I just bought this house. I have no extra money, but the Lord provides. But like all of that stressing, moving and this and that, and then like I start this new job in January, and like middle of January I started. So early like February I start flipping out, bro. My brain gets so confused. I started getting dizzy. I started seeing flashing lights. Like my sleep is altered. Like just my blood pressure is going up. Like, and I'm like confused, bro. I'm like super confused why this is happening. And like my job was kind of stressful. Learning a new job, moving into a new house. So like it all hit me at one time, and like you know, I kept going to the doctor and like couldn't figure out what it was. And then this Friday, this Friday, past Friday, I just passed. I went to the doctor and he told me that I have stress-induced migraines. I told him, I was like, I don't have any headaches. Like, I don't have migraines. And he told me, well, all the symptoms I'm experiencing with like spaciness and like, you know, the tiredness and the flashing lights and how like you know, I'm getting confused and memory is altering and stuff like that. He's like, all those are symptoms of a migraine. And he's like, you know, that, you know, you're healthy otherwise. You know, I did a blood test, all these kind of like tests and whatnot. He's like, I did a checkup. He's like, there's no signs of anything wrong other than that, you know, you experiencing this. So he's like, I think you have migraines. And I was like, a stress-induced migraine. And I realized, bro, I'm stressed out. That's what it is. So like my body is like telling me to just stop for a little bit, you know, so I can reset and like get back on track. Because I sort of had a similar like thing coming out of the pandemic in 2020 where I started another job that was kind of stressful. And like I sort of had like a very mild case of what I'm going through now. But like, you know, I didn't end up staying at that job and the feelings went away. So like I think my body is telling me just to stop and just relax and stop worrying about everything, stop worrying about the cleaning and fixing and work, and just kind of like sit back and just like mellow out, you know? So I definitely I'm experiencing burnout right now, and like I need to just stop, you know?
Yeah, no, that's good. I think, yeah, bro, that's rough, man, because there's a lot going on, right? Like, and I feel like out of most people that I know, like you're always doing something. You're always like grinding on something, right? Whether it's music, writing a book, getting a new house, getting a new job, getting a job, making more money, right? Like I think, yeah, no, that's a lot, bro. I feel like, what do you think that like you've learned and like kind of in all of this, right? Like I'm assuming like in getting rest, like what's like the kind of, what were your thoughts when you were like you had to like kind of take a break and be like, yo, I need rest, I need time to chill?
Yeah, so I guess a big part of it is like I feel like as a person I've always prioritized my rest. And I think this only happened because I kind of foregoed that and like have been like every day the time where I would rest and just chill out, it's worrying about the next thing, right? Like I think I've slowly kind of like took rest out of it, and that's really why, you know, this has happened. And it was totally unintentional, right? Like when we first first bought the house, we had like a month before we moved in. So like, you know, I was like, this is the only time I'm ever going to have where the house is totally empty to do whatever I need to get done, like renovation wise. So like, I need to take this month to like really like, you know, work on it. And I think during that time, you know, usually the time where I would just be sitting and resting, I just prioritize, you know, fixing and this and that. So I got used to like not resting, you know. I always heard, like, I think Lecrae said this, like you always have to have like a daily distraction, you know, weekly distraction, a monthly distraction, and a yearly distraction. I heard Amin quote Lecrae saying that, you know, and this is an invite for Amin. I just want the algorithm to bring this up on his feed, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, wherever. Amin, you're we're 3 episodes away from the season finale, so welcome on this channel. Yeah, no, I heard Amin say that, bro, and like, I always kind of like did that. I always like would come home, you know, before I go to the gym, I play like an hour of FIFA, you know, just kind of like get my mind like away from like work. You know, weekly, you know, hang out with some of my friends or my family, and then, you know, monthly always try to go somewhere, and then like yearly always go on a nice vacation, right? So it's like, you know, look forward to. But I haven't been on a vacation in a while, and like I haven't really had that to look forward to. So I think all these things have just been added up to me kind of like not really valuing rest anymore. So like, you know, this next weekend, it's a long weekend. I'm going away to upstate, bro. Like I'm just trying to like, you know, just chill out next week, you know?
Yeah. No, I get that, bro. I think my experience with burnout, I don't think I've experienced burnout yet, and I hope I don't. but I definitely have come to points where like I've got where I've just been felt like I've been running and running and running, and I've just been exhausted, right? And so I work in ministry. No one will ever find out what ministry I work in on the interwebs. Um,
Yeah,
but I was
they'll find out, bro. They'll find out.
at least I hope not. That would be very scary because there are those people out there. But bro, I've been in moments, and I would say even this year too, of just like constantly like I'm doing stuff um and I'm not giving myself a moment to um not giving myself a moment to rest, right? Like I think I always feel like I am like even right now too, I always feel like I need to be doing something or else things don't get done. And so and that's not true at all, right? And I think I know that. I know that like subconsciously. I even know that like, right now, right? Consciously when I'm just like, yeah, like, God does whatever he wants without me. You know what I mean? But I've definitely like, over these past like what 3 weeks, right? Like I've been doing like things that I've just been like required a lot of the energy, and bro, I literally like in or this past week, it was like that too, where I'm like, I'm doing a lot of stuff, and like, I just really need a moment of rest. And I wasn't planning on resting until there were certain circumstances, like even I would say like spiritual circumstances as well, where God was like, yo, you need to take a break. Like, you need to take a moment with me. And like, we get moments of like, throughout the month and throughout our calendar, like with the ministry that I work with, where they're required days of rest, of being with Jesus and just being with God, or resting and stuff like that. We got Good Friday off, so that's a moment of rest for me. And I was at a point where I'm like, oh, I'm not going to take this because I feel like there needs to be so much more done, and I just can't. If I don't do it, then I'm like, things aren't going to be great, or the ministry is going to fail in some way, shape, or form. And God, I think, made it very clear that like, hey, you need a break, you need to relax, you need to rest in me, because there was just a lot of stuff where I was just ready to like punch a brick wall. Like I was like, yo, this is like annoying. Like I definitely got some moments where I'm just like, bro, like I hate my job. I should probably say that. I definitely got to the point where I'm just like, yo, my job is just very difficult, and like if I try to keep doing this in my own strength, like if I try to keep like working as if like all this rides on me, I'm probably gonna die. Not maybe not physically die, but I'm definitely gonna come to a point where I might end up hating myself. I might end up hating my job. I might end up hating everything around me because I'm not taking these moments of rest and stuff. And so I think there are very clear moments where God's like, "Yep, bring it in. You were good, right?" And I think even I bring it not even from the job side. I even bring it to like the content creation side, right? I feel like maybe you could speak into this too. I feel like as being a person who, as of right now, or I'm emerging as being creative and learning how to be creative and do certain things that like I always feel like I need to be putting out. Like I always feel that like if I'm not doing something, if I'm not like putting out the next content, or like, oh, bet we don't, if we're not meeting on a podcast for like, to finish the season, right? Or like, if I'm not like sitting down and like editing and clipping and doing all these different things, then like I feel like nothing's going to get done. I'm not going to achieve my goals and stuff like that. And like I think there was even a moment like what was I doing? I was sick. I was sick like maybe like a few months ago, like maybe like 6 months ago, and I was trying to like pump out content. Like I had a video plan like to do and stuff like that, and I ended up getting like very, very sick, and I was like feeling down on myself because I'm like, yo, like why is this the time that I'm getting sick now? Like there's content to be made. I think I was just approaching 1K, like, or I was really close to it, maybe like 200 away, or 950 or something like that. And I was like, yo, I need to put this video out, because if I don't, I'm losing all of my fan base, and no one's gonna mess with me because like I'm not putting out content every week and stuff like I said. And bro, like I think as I was pondering, I was like, yo, I think God wanted me to get sick, at least to help me realize that like this content creation thing isn't everything. You know what I mean? But definitely I had moments where I've come to the brink, and I think God has like graciously been like, yep, no, it's time for a break, and then pull me back some way, shape, or form.
This man got a 1.55K
Oh my
subscribers
goodness.
on YouTube, bro. Bro, yeah, stop playing with him, bro. Y'all
Hey
sleeping
yo,
on him, bro.
hey yo, chill.
Yo, it says he uploaded 5 hours ago on top of today, bro. Yo, coming on
bro.
the pod, bro. Yo, he did a pod before this too, bro. Come on, bro.
Nah, that job was recorded on Friday. Nah.
You see
But it
what I'm
uploaded
saying? Yo,
today.
this man, yo.
Hey yo, chill. I
That's
mean,
crazy, bro.
I mean, bro, I think we've all like we both like experienced like different um different ways of how we experience like come to the brink of being tired or being exhausted. What do you
I
think? Like,
definitely feel that what do you call it? The with ministry, bro. Like when I was working in ministry, the same thing. I felt like if I took a nap during the day, like I could have been doing so much more for the ministry. Like the same type of feeling, and like it got to the point where it was like there's no distinction between your own personal life and ministry. So like
yeah,
you don't know, like you just feel bad about everything.
yeah, yeah. No, that's very true. I think I want to dive into like why that is sometimes, right? Like, why do you think that people like and I don't know if you had friends or like if news articles stuff like that, right? Like that people have come to a point of being burned out and tired and they're just like quitting their jobs or like they're not working through it. Like how like the last generation before us, they're like it doesn't matter if you're tired, go to work, right? Like you gotta go to work.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw John a video, a reel the other day where this teenage son or like he was maybe in his like college years and he was like working but he was taking a vacation and then his mom came in and was like, yo, why are you home? And he was like, I'm taking a vacation. He was like, you don't get vacations, like go to work. And this is like we can't get so I like why do you think that
It was because we soft, bro. That's what it is, bro. We soft. Just
bro.
say it, bro.
Nah, I don't think it's because we're soft, right? Bro, that's so funny. But yeah, why do you think that people are like burning out or resting or they're trying to prevent it and they're just being like,
I
yo,
don't
I'm
know.
out.
I mean, maybe it is like a generational thing. Maybe it. I think you got to look at the whole societal picture, right? Of like we are like post, let's say 2 generations of economic prosperity in America, right? Like unrivaled economic prosperity, right? So the Great Depression, when was that? 1930s or something like that, 1920s, right?
Yeah, something like that.
And then World War II, post World War II, 1945, like everything after World War II, all the generations before that experienced really hard times, right? So like generations that grew up post 1945, they are in a time where America is a world power. It's grown. They could experience things. So it's like they're coming out of one generation of where life was really hard to a next generation where it's getting a little bit easier, but it's still hard, right? So then they're able to build up a I guess generational wealth or like not even like monetarily wealth, or like I'm talking like just capital in general, like different types of capital, right? So when they have their kids, it just got a little bit easier for their kids, right? Like our parents, right? They still had a much harder life, but like our parents gave us, I guess, a little bit easier life than they had, right? Because like I'm not experiencing the things that my parents used to experience growing up. So like my gauge of what is difficult is I don't want to make it sound like we can't handle stuff, but that's because it's not what I'm trying to say. But like my hard is a lot less hard and difficult than what my dad's hard was when he was younger. You know
Bro,
what I'm saying?
you sure TikTok getting bad, bro? It's hard out here, dog. Like, I mean, come
Bro,
on now.
legit, like my dad grew up in poverty, bro. Like my mom grew up in poverty. Like I grew up like hard, but not like what they experienced at all. Like I had food every night on my table. Like my parents didn't have a lot of money from when I was growing up, but like like it was definitely a lot better. I had a PlayStation growing up, like I was playing video games, like I got a cell phone, like growing up. So I guess from I guess my perspective, maybe I'm wrong, and if anybody can correct me on this, I probably am wrong, but like I just feel like we have a different gauge of what is difficult compared to like like because I'll be honest with you, when my dad was my age, he was doing way more than I was doing, bro. Like he was working 2 jobs, like I'm pretty sure my dad was working like 70 hours a week, like every single week, just to put food on the table for us. Like same with my mom. My mom was working like over 60 hours a week. I never saw her going out and hanging out with her friends when I was young. Like I do. I go and see my friends almost every day. I just think their gauge of what they had to do was a lot different. Because I always say like you'll say stuff, and people who I guess are like more in the mental health community, they'll always respond with I'm not suffering like somebody in India right now or Africa or some. I'm not suffering like them. They have to deal with the stuff that are way harder than me. Like I shouldn't be complaining about everything, but someone who's like a mental advocate would be like, well, that's because everybody deals with issues differently, right? Your heart is different than their heart. So I guess I'm applying that logic on a generational scale of like why they didn't. Maybe they did experience burnout, but they just pushed through it because like, what are they going to do? Or maybe we got to add science in here. Maybe life expectancy was a lot lower back then, and people were burning out and dying quicker. And now we're like, that's wrong. Like you can't put a job up there so much that you're killing yourself out, or you can't put a house so much that like now maybe we're just speaking about it. Like I feel like it's not one of those things that are black and white. Like I feel like it's definitely like a bunch of different answers to answer this question.
Yeah, I think usually when I hear people talk about this is that there is a what's the word I'm looking for? Expectancy. There's a standard for them, or a standard for themselves, or a standard for their company, or a standard for the people around them, right? Where it's like we live in a capitalistic society, which is like I'm cool, right? There are people that's like, oh, this is wrong. We shouldn't. I'm like, shoot, like I'm that's the reason why I started YouTube. I want to get ahead. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of people, the drawbacks and with people being in a society is that the more that it seems like you work, or the more that you work hard, the more that you try to get ahead, the more that like whatever end result requires out of you, right? So it's like, take for example, someone that's trying to I always had these like people around me, or I used to have people around me that are just like, yo, I'm always working. I'm just trying to get some money, right? I'm just trying to I'm trying to, get out get grind and like do all these different things, right? Where they'll have like 2 jobs. And they'll be like, yo, I'm never going on vacation just because I got to get my money up type. And I'm just like, now that I think about it, I'm just like, is that kind of healthy, right? And so I think maybe, right, because, we live in this experience now, right? Well, the depression, real for sure. Like, I think that's legit. Like, they had it way harder. The generation before us had it way harder than us, right? And I think we have it way better than they do, right? But I think for a lot of people, what if they're kind of experiencing hey, yo, I'm dead. What if I feel like what if they're experiencing burnout because they're trying to reach this like kind of moving standard, you know what I mean? Like I feel like and let me know how you think about this. People getting a house, right? There's the huge housing crisis. People are like, yo, there aren't enough homes for people to buy, basically, right? And even like the apartments, like people renting, it's like, if it was dang near impossible. Like I live in New York City, so I feel that.
Bro, it's crazy. It's crazy. Before you even finish this thought, it's crazy because you moved to Brooklyn in 2021. I feel like you locked in rent. Probably that's way cheaper than what people are locking in now. Bro, somebody just told me, they're like over $2,000 for a studio right here in New Brunswick, bro, and New Jersey. And I'm like, bro, what?
Bro, it's wild. It makes it like, I feel like the reason why people are getting burned out, right, is because they're having to chase after this like moving standard from capitalism, which is like I'm saying, like I don't mind it. It's cool. But it's like the more things go up, it's like, yo, how can we pay for rent? How can we pay for food? How can we pay for like babysitters if we need them? How can we pay there's always like the standards like, hey, go on a date with your wife, like or your spouse like every week. It's like, where the money at? Where we gonna get it?
I'll give you the answer, bro. I'll give you the answer here, bro. Like I'm no financial advisor. Disclaimer, I'm no financial advisor. But y'all just need to faithfully tithe, bro. That's just the key, bro.
I mean, Yeah.
Like everybody keeps asking me how I bought a house here in Jersey in 2020, 2023, and like at 2026, and I'm like, bro, I'll be 1,000. I'll keep it 1,000, bro. The only reason I got this house was from Faithful Tithing, bro. 100%.
Yes, I truly believe that. I think I've definitely grown more into like the tithing system. Like, even though I'm not giving, like, I don't think I'm at this point giving 10% right now, right? But like consistently giving, right? Like consistently trying to up the giving and stuff as however things shift or whatever.
Yo, push your mark. Give 11%, bro. Give 11%.
Hey, yo, push the boundary. But I think for a lot of people, right? Like, I mean, maybe if like, Sinners Only podcast, hopefully like sinners are like, everyone's a sinner, but like people that aren't Christian are listening to this, right? And they don't give regularly. And so, but they're like, I think in the same way that we can experience burnout, like as Christians, even if we're not giving or whatever, but it's like they can experience burnout, but they're not giving money, they're not tithing and stuff like that. And I think it's from this, everything's getting more expensive, right? So everyone's chasing more and trying to work more in order to try to get more money. Maybe their jobs aren't paying as much, whatever. And so like people are like, and the pushback, which I think is rightfully, that's fine, right? I have Ruslan in my head right now where he's just like, yo, just have more skills. And I'm just like, hey, yo, that's such a cutthroat way to tell somebody that they need to just do something new.
To be honest, like that would be my usual answer. Just make more money, do something else, make more, But since we're on the topic of burnout, I feel like burnout is avoidable. It is 100% avoidable, right? My case was, I guess, very extreme because I like it was just so much going on at once, right? And that can happen to anybody, right? But you really got to take your time, take like one step back and prioritize that rest, even if it's just just a couple minutes every day. Just prioritize your rest, calm your mind down, do something fun, because all of this stuff is still going to be there at the end of the day. All of this stuff that you're chasing and this and that is going to be there. Because speaking about anime relatable, right? Like, growing up, the original Dragon Ball, right? This is something that has stuck with me my entire life. It truly transcended my mind. Like I'm gonna be honest. Young Goku, right? When he's on Roshi's Island, right? He's talking with Krillin, and Krillin is in the hammock sleeping, and he's like, Krillin, what are you doing? Sleeping? Like you should be up training. He's like, why aren't you sleeping? It's like, because somebody on the other side of the world is training right now, and they're gonna beat me if I don't train double as hard as them. That's young Goku saying that. Changed my life, right? That right there. I had to be like 13, 14 years old. I heard that. I was like, nah, bro, that's some wisdom right there, right? And like that mindset is great. I think but it's not bulletproof, right? So you gotta add what Amin said. You gotta prioritize like just something that doesn't involve challenges, something that doesn't involve like even video games is hesitant because you're still grinding to do something in some games, right? Something that's kind of just like you do for fun. That's 15 minutes to an hour every day, just like put aside that time. Like, I'm not looking at my phone. I'm not looking at my email. I'm not texting anybody back. I'm not calling anybody back unless that's your way to unwind. Call your friend and talk to them, right? Like, you got to prioritize that. Like, I think when it comes to, if you're really going to be like a super grinder, like, and just grind out a million things and accomplish things, the only way you're going to do that is by prioritizing rest. If it's not there, you're going to burn out. Like you can chase everything, and you could be the next Ruslan, bro. You could build your skills and this and that. You could. It's not even like I'm going against what I normally say. It's like you could do that, but while you're doing that, don't forget to rest.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. I think in our third question for sure. Like I want to tap on that because I like to give us some tips or even just how we can avoid this burning out, and you can expound on it a little bit more, and I'll add some stuff too. I feel like to have that moment of rest, right? It just feels like, I feel like in our generation growing up, like there were always these like mottos and slogans, right, for like working hard and getting what you want, right? Especially like I saw this a lot when I was like a track and field athlete in high school, right, or even in college, where it's like no days off, always grinding. Like that, if you're not grinding, like if you're asleep, someone else is grinding. And it's like you. I will always watch like motivational videos of people like they're going crazy, they're working out, they're working hard 7 days a week, no days off type. And I'm just like, Yes, that like in the moment when you're young and it's like you got so much energy. It's like, bet, yeah, I could do that. You know what I mean? I'm almost 30. And it's like, dang, like I can't
You don't
keep
do
up
us
that
like that, bro. We're like a couple days apart. Don't
that
do us
that
like
that,
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 bro.
is, that is true. I will be 27 soon. But so we're not 30 yet, right? But it's like dang, like I feel like the society around us, like it's always telling us like, yo, you need to do more, you need to put out more, right? You need to gain more skills, you need to do whatever in order for you to grow and grind. If you're not, you're falling behind. If you're resting, you're falling. It's just like
Yeah, yeah.
it's definitely an unhealthy thing. Like I did a video maybe like a month or two ago, and I was talking about, and because there was a whole like YouTuber quitting crisis, and which is kind of not a crisis
Yo,
anymore,
Matt
but like,
Pat retired, bro. Matt Pat, growing up, I watched Matt Pat all the time. He's retired from YouTube, bro.
yeah, and bro, like so many, like a lot of people were giving their insights and stuff from like why people are quitting and YouTubers are quitting, right? And I equated it to the manga industry in Japan, right? Japan's manga industry, Japan's work culture in general, right, is just ridiculous, right? These
Yeah,
dudes are working maybe like they're not even doing the regular 40-hour work week. They're doing 50, 60, 70 hours a week. I don't know how you can do that, right? In order for them to achieve something, right? Whether it's status, whether it's approval, whether it's whatever it is, in order for you to achieve your dreams or whatever. Manga artists, like and animators for sure, they're putting in like mad long hours
yeah, yeah.
in order for them to achieve like getting a season done or getting an episode done, or like manga artists are putting in mad work and putting out and issuing and putting out different their different chapters and stuff like that, just so that they can like get published in Shonen Jump or something like that, right? And
Yeah.
it's like all for this like unachievable, like not unachievable, but it's all for this dream, like sort of like, hey, I want to be X, therefore I have to do, wait, is it X, Y, there I have to do something in order for me to
Yeah.
get to like the goal that I failed algebra, so like I'm not good at that, right? So it's like, but you're always having to do something, right? And I even equated to my own life where it's like, yo, I want to be a really, really good YouTuber. I want to be a really good podcaster. I want to like one day, like, yo, I have on my vision board for Anime Relatable, I want to crack 10K by next year, right? And it's like at the end of this year, and it's like, dang, what am I willing to do in order for me to get that, right? And there's some positive ways that you can do that, but then there's also some negative ways where it's like, oh, bet I might have this, like if I go onto the deep end on the negative side, I might have to sacrifice my family and like put in
Yeah.
like mad hours and ignore my normal job right now in order for me to get to where I want to go. And obviously I don't need to do that, right? But like if I take to the stream, yo, bet let me be like Mr. Beast and put in all these hours and to be this great YouTuber. And it's like, I don't think that's the way that we should go.
Yeah.
And so I think to lead into maybe our next questions, like what can we do to avoid that? Like what can help us to avoid burning out and yeah.
Yeah, bro. I think this is similar to what I said before. Like, I think the only way to prevent burnout and still be productive is you really have to prioritize going back to daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly rest, bro. Like, I think there's something good about looking forward to something. Like for me, looking forward to something like just going on a run, like that's or just going to the gym. Like that's kind of how I see, like, like how I relax. Like during that month where I was just killing everything, bro, like just get knocking off housework and just doing all that. Like um I didn't really go to the gym. I had like I strained my calf, so I wasn't really like running. So like all of that like added up into it where I was like kind of, not having something to look forward to every day, just kind of like, I gotta do this. It's a constant movement of like, I gotta do this. I gotta do that. Yeah, I think doing something for yourself, there's more positive than negative in that. And like, I follow a lot of these like fitness YouTubers and stuff, and like all of them, well, not all of them, but a lot of them will say like, honestly, like your rest days are more important than your lift days. Like you might end up lifting and like lifting every day. Even what's this guy? Usain Bolt said that like the days that you rest are where you shine stronger than the days you actually are exercising, right? And I think there was so much value in that because like every race I do, like before I go to run, I don't run the whole week leading up to the race, and I come into the race way faster than if I had been training up to the day of the race, because my body rested and felt better. And it's actually funny. Elijah was the one that pointed this out to me, because I went on vacation in 2022, went to DR, and I came back and I'm like, bro, my mile time got like a minute faster on my 5K. On average, I'm running 3 minutes faster for 5K. Like, why is this happening? And he's like, well, because your body just had time to recuperate, your muscles and everything. And I was like, I never knew that. Like, I never. So ever since that day, like anytime I have a race, the week before, I just don't even touch. I don't even touch the floor to run. Like, I just stretch out this and that, and I ended up coming back stronger. It's just for me, it was a hard realization, because, bro, like coming from an immigrant household, you have an immigrant mindset, right? Where it's like, my parents just worked because they had to all the time. So I thought like, I thought it was, I thought it was regular. Like I thought I had to be like that all the time. But like, no, my parents did that out of just necessity, right? So like, even the community I grew up in, like my friends had some coming from similar homes. They have that similar mindset and are the same way. And it's like, you don't always have to do that if it's not out of necessity, right? Like my parents were able to provide for me. I was able to go to college, get education, go to school, build some type of human capital, and build skills, as Ruslan says. And I think I'm gonna bring it back to Ruslan here, bro. Like I think when you build skills, you could scale those skills to the point where you don't have to burn yourself out, I think that's the goal. So like, I think if you keep that mindset, like that necessity mindset, our boy Leon always talks about this. Like you got to operate out of an abundance mindset, not a lack, right? And a lot of us have grown up in that lack of abundance for so long that we that's how we operate. Our generosity isn't there. Our time relaxing isn't there. Like these are things that are healthy. Like thinking out of abundance and having an abundance mindset, and like just going into like closing on this house, it was I could have, like I sat there, I was listening to Ruslan's song, the one that goes, stand up, man up, need to keep them hands up, plans up, that's the name of it, right? And I'm thinking about it when I'm listening, I'm like, I could sit here and think out of like I'm living in a lack, like this is going to be hard, the mortgage is going to be expensive, expenses are going to come up, and like it's going to be super stressful. But like I could think like the Lord is going to provide. Like the one place in the Bible he talks about is like the Bible always says don't test the Lord your God, but in the book of Malachi he says test me in this, like in your giving, in your generosity, right? And I think as Christians, if you're not a Christian, this might be a hard concept to wrap your mind around, but I think if you operate out of abundance and give to people, I think the Lord blesses you. Well, I know the Lord blesses you in ways that you don't need to burn yourself out, like and if it's unintentional, just take a step back and realign with yourself, realign and realize that you are burning out. And like, up until I saw this doctor, I didn't know I was burning out. I just kind of realized, somebody sat there and they're like, maybe you're just doing a lot. And I was like, yeah, now that I think about it, I didn't really stop thinking in a long time. And it doesn't necessarily mean I was doing anything, like thinking, like worrying, like oh, I had to, like, because as soon as I got a job and then moved in, it was about closing and then fixing it and moving and then we finally moved in. I'm like, all right, cool, I'm good. I gotta worry about getting money to fix the roof. Like it was just a non-stop thing. So now I'm at the point where it's like, all right, now I have to, like, I had no other choice. My body is telling me to stop. And I just need to stop, and I need to do better, because like it's gonna profit nobody, not my family, not me, not anybody. If I burn myself out and God forbid something happens to me and I'm no longer able to work and provide and do this and do that, because at the end of the day, who is that actually helping? All the hours you work overtime, like, and you do this and that, it's like, it doesn't add up, like, to always be a beneficial. Yeah, you might have a little bit of money now, but like, then you got to go see a doctor. Think about me, how much time I had to go see a doctor in the last 3 months. Like, it was not worth it, bro. Like, you got to pay the doctor,
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. That's just my 2 cents, bro.
Yeah, no, that's good, bro. So a few verses came to mind for me because I think one thing that we didn't really touch on like in this conversation, maybe we could touch on a different podcast, is spiritual burnout. Like if that's a thing, right? Like I feel like sometimes that can be a thing, right? Especially maybe
Josh would have been the perfect one to talk about this.
yo,
He always talks about this.
next pod, bro, like or what? Well, sometime online, he needs to come back from podcast discipline. but I feel like with spiritual burnout, that's a real thing, right? Like I feel like if we are in this mindset of feeling like we need to earn the Lord's favor or we need to earn a relationship with God, then we burn out very quickly because we feel like we need to keep doing things, right? We need to continue reading our Bibles. We need to keep, get the right theology a lot. I felt this a lot being a fake Calvinist, but I feel like, I think like there's a lot of different things where it's just like, I need to do A, B, and C in order for me to get D, and it's like, dang, like I can never match up in order for me to like get to this place of where I want to be, right? Like I would always look at like, older men in the faith, right? Like especially like people that I listen to in podcasts and stuff like that, and I would be like, these are godly men. How can I do that? And I would like, they would mention all these things that they're doing. I'm just like, I'm gonna do those same things, and like I found myself. I can't keep doing this. Like, how can you be this consistent? And I think I was looking at the wrong picture of what it meant to like, be a man, or even like what it meant to rest or whatever it may be, right? And I think, spiritual burnout can definitely be a huge thing. And one of the things I want to mention, and I think this also incorporates with physical rest too, is a few verses. This is Matthew 11:28. Favorite verse says, Jesus, he says, come to me, all who are heavy laden and burdened, and I will give you rest. And in a sense, like giving rest for your souls, right? It's like, hey, people are doing stuff that, all these religious demands that the Pharisees are giving to them, and Jesus comes along, hey, I'm going to give you rest. Come to me. Like my burden is my yoke is easy, my burden is light. Come get rest, right? There's another verse here in Mark 6:31, which is kind of crazy because I didn't really recognize this when I was reading it. I've been reading Mark for like a few years now. And this says Mark 6:30-31. The apostles gathered around Jesus and reported to him all they had done and taught. Then, because so many people were coming and going, they did not even have a chance to eat. He said to them, come with me by yourselves to a quiet place and get some rest. And what's crazy is like, Jesus sends out the 12 apostles. They do all these different miracles. They do all these different things. And they're just like, on a high, being like, God, we did. Like, Jesus, we saw so much happen. Like, so much happened through us. And we just want to tell you about it. We want to talk to you about it. And the first thing that Jesus says to them is like, hey, great, come get some rest, right? Like, come to chill, relax. And I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, you don't want to hear about what all they did? And the first thing you would have said, like, you would have tell them is like, come get some rest, right? And I think, I'm looking at that. It's kind of the significance in what you've been talking about is like, hey, have a rest day, right? Like if you have a days off, right? And this is what like my company, they always tell me is that, hey, prioritize your rest days, right? Like you got PTO, you got your vacation days, you got like, all these different things to get rest. Take advantage of them, because if you don't, you will burn out, you will be tired, you won't be able to be beneficial or healthy for the ministry, right? And I think even in in Genesis, right? Like God created
a whole day for us.
Right, created 6 days, and then he had a whole day of resting, and he didn't need to because he's God and he doesn't need to rest, right? He's powerful. He doesn't get tired, but he emulated what it meant for us to work and grind and all these different things, right? And create but
you heard it first, people. Not Josh. Elijah keeps the Sabbath.
Yeah,
but so he's telling you not to go to church on Sundays, y'all. Yeah, that's wild, bro.
Don't do that. But not like I think resting, like prioritizing your rest days, like is important. Like because you will not be healthy, you will not be beneficial to anybody if you work 7 days a week and grind like 24/8 or 25/8. Like it's not realistic. And like you said, you're not helping anybody. You're more so probably hurting people, because like if you're grinding all day, if you're working all day and like you're not resting, you're probably your emotions are thrown off. Like you are, you're grumpy, you're tired, you have no energy for anything else. You still have other responsibilities. Unless you're like a young single guy, then maybe you can thrive off of that, right? But if you have a family, if you have friends, if you neglect them, like you'll probably be losing much more than you are by grinding and gaining and trying to get money and trying to have the American dream type thing.
So we're clear on the next episode. Elijah's breaking down his Hebrew Israelism, like,
bro.
He's gonna talk about a secret life he's been living, like.
Yo, chill.
Oh snap! But yeah, no, you're right, bro. Although you're a Sabbath keeper, bro, and everything like that, like, you're right, bro. We need to prioritize. Yo, I'm just joking, everybody. Elijah is an evangelical man of the Lord.
Evangelical man of the Lord. Nah, I mean, bro, like sometimes I'm not a Sabbath. I'm not like a Sabbath keeper because
I'm just joking, bro. I'm just joking.
No. I'm saying like I think Jesus is our rest, right? But I've had days or weeks where I'm just like, yo, I'm going to take this moment to just like, in a way have Sabbath where I'm like on a Saturday I won't like, if there's something important, right, I'll like delete my YouTube app or my YouTube Studio app and be like, yo, I'm going to rest. I don't need it right now. I'm gonna like focus on what's important. Read a book, do whatever, right? Spend time with the fam. But like, there'll be moments where I'll do certain things where like I'll do them on Saturday, but it won't be like I'm completely taking off on Saturdays and stuff. But I do try to emulate those things or incorporate those things for sure. But yeah, man. Let us know what ways that you guys rest. If you guys need a vacation or if you guys are burnt out, like put in the comments of why. Like, why are you burnt out? What is going on that's making you this way? And yeah, if you can, like I think Brendan Jesus for sure, right? He's our Sabbath rest. He is the person that gives us true rest, right? But also like emulate that, like, hey, it's okay if you had a rest day. Like you're not falling behind. Like God is still sovereign, like he's still Lord, regardless of whether or not you take a day off or take 2 days off like I'm taking a vacation week actually. So I'm like rest is important. And I think it's important for you to be a healthy, thriving human being with elements of rest. But yeah. Anything else?
Man. I mean, this is it's been a pretty good episode. What did Christine say? Take my lunch break seriously. Unfortunately, some people are looked down upon if they take their lunch break.
Yo, that's actually kind of crazy because, like, wait, who was I talking to that said that? Someone else just said that. And wow, okay. Take your lunch break, Christine. Look at
Yeah, nah, bro. Like some people just be that's a whole nother thing, bro. Like
yo, that's kind of wild because it's like, why? What? Like, why are you like? Why is your employer or your boss like so? Like, or other coworkers like, yo, you're like, why would you take your lunch break? You want to eat? You're not dedicating all of your time to this job.
Audacity, right?
Audacity. That is crazy. But yeah, no, take your lunch break. You need to survive. It's the only way. I love lunch breaks. Like, or I don't get a traditional lunch break, but I love lunch breaks. But
man, I feel like this has been a good episode. We're creeping up on the end of the season. This is episode 8 of season 5, so we got 2 more episodes left. Honestly, I'm still putting it out there. If y'all can get us in contact with Amin, like just do it. Like somebody, if we can't get Amin, like also too, I'm looking to bring Kurt Kennedy on here. So if y'all got contact with Kurt Kennedy, let him know. Let him know we want him on the pod, bro. He's another one that represents what we speak about. Pretty similar. He's pretty similar.
But no more. Well, yo, this is the Sinners Only podcast. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and we will catch you guys later.